Hey boaters, Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad, here to help you have a better boating experience. Today, we're going to delve in because I had a lot of people ask me questions about what I use when I'm rebuilding an outboard for assembly lube. So stay tuned. There's a special concoction. I want you to learn why I use it and what the benefits are for your rebuild. First, I want to talk about my used outboard motor buying guide. It's on sale now on Amazon for $20. For a limited time, if you send me an email at keith@outboarddad.com, I will give you a free half-hour session over the phone, normally a $250 value, to help you with an outboard or a boat that you're looking to buy or maybe that you're working on. So let's delve into it. I have some facts here on my computer I'm going to read off because you ever do things and you know they're the right thing to do and there's a reason you do it and you do it for so long and you kind of, I know why do we do that again? So I want to get back into it. And I always knew that the Shell Rotella 15W40 diesel oil has the highest of zinc and phosphorus. Why is that so important? So the Shell Rotella 15W40 diesel oil is renowned for its higher concentrations of zinc and phosphorus compared to many other standard oils. These elements are present in the form of zinc. Now I'm going to try and pronounce this word as best I can. Dialkali diphosphate. I don't know if I said that right or not, but that's the ZDDP that you'll see when you buy brake-in oil for a lot of car engines. Usually they tell you to put brake-in oil. Now, why do they do that? Because back in the early 90s, the government started to pass some regulations on engine oils. They were concerned that the zinc and phosphorus was a detriment to the catalytic converters and we would be polluting the air too much. So they slowly started to cut back. Let me give you some dates here of when this happened because I had to do a little research to come up with it. So in the early 1990s, the International Lubricant Standardization Advisory Committee introduced the GF1 specifications capping phosphorus content in engine oils at 1200 ppm by 1996 with the adoption of GF2, right? All of these regulations always climb. The limit was further reduced to 1,000, and by 2004 was down to 800 ppm. So it's not necessarily an issue changing the oil in your car because it's already broken in. Those engines are designed to come off the factory line. They're a lot different specs. But when you do a rebuild, what happened was, and I had an old machine shop guy shared with me what happened because he rebuilds motors all the time. Camshafts on four-stroke motors were getting wiped out, and crane cams and competition cams paid their own scientists to do some research as to why this was happening all of a sudden. And what they discovered was the oils didn't have the zinc and phosphorus levels anymore. So what did they come up with? Brake-in oil. Now, the Shell 15W40 already has that higher content of zinc and phosphorus, and that's why I use it in my engines when I do my rebuilds, two-stroke and four-stroke. I make a little slurry. I probably use about 50 to 65% of the oil and mix it with white lithium. This way it's more of a paste when I mix it up together. Also depends on the temperature. If you have a hot shop, you might have to use a little more white lithium. The more oil that you get in there, the more it's going to coat the inside for that break-in period. So what does the zinc and phosphorus do? The compound formed by zinc and phosphorus plays a vital role in engine protection. Under high pressure conditions, the ZDDP, that's that word that I couldn't pronounce very well, decomposes to form a protective film on those steel engine parts, even aluminum metal surfaces within the engine. This minimizes the direct metal-to-metal contact that you have, especially on initial startup and break-in period for your engine, significantly reducing the wear during engine operation. The decomposition of the ZDDP is temperature dependent, allowing it to react precisely when the protection is most needed, when that heat rises up, when your rings are trying to set in and your bearings are trying to set in on a fresh start for a fresh motor that was just rebuilt. So this is the oil we want to look at and make sure we're purchasing for our rebuilds. I use it in all of my four-stroke engines. Now let me correct myself. When I say all of my four-stroke engines that I rebuild, And I use it in my lawnmowers, snow blowers. I have a 75 Ford pickup. I have a 51 Ford pickup. These older engines need that zinc and phosphorus, so I always use that. On my 2023 Nissan, no, I use the manufacturer's oil. I'm not using this oil. Now, if I was to rebuild that engine, I would definitely use it as a builder's lube. The mix comes in with the white lithium. Now, there are many different brands of white lithium, but this is what I use exclusively when I do my rebuilds. It's a nice, clean paste. I make sure I don't mix anything else with it other than my Shell Rotella oil. So the ZDDP is over 1,200 for that Shell Rotella, whereas average oils that you buy today around 800 range is what they have to be below. So because it's diesel, it qualifies for a different category, and that's how they're able to get away with putting the larger amounts of zinc and phosphorus in that oil. So in conclusion, by choosing the Shell Rotella 15W40 diesel engine oil mixed with the white lithium paste as a builder's lube, you ensure that the engine's assembly receives superior protection during their critical initial startup. That's what we're concerned about. I love the two-stroke motors. If you watch my videos, you see I did a rebuild on a Mercury 150, and it shows you what I mixed together, how I put it together and did the assembly. Gets all in the needle bearings. This way, that initial startup, especially with fresh rings on a freshly machined cylinder, it's going to really break in nicely. So these higher levels of zinc and phosphorus in Shell Rotella provide that robust anti-wear shield, compensating for the reductions mandated in other oils. So the two-stroke oils, what is the content of zinc and phosphorus? What oil do you use? Please comment, like, subscribe. Send me your information of what you found in your two-stroke oils, depending on the brand and who makes it for that brand. So this not only provides longevity, but also enhances the optimal performance that you want out of your 4-stroke or 2-stroke outboard motor after you do your rebuild. So please like, subscribe, send me any comments that you have, and don't forget my used outboard motor buying guide is for sale on Amazon. If you send me proof of purchase to my email at keith@outboarddad.com, I'm offering for a limited time a free phone session to help you with a motor or a boat that you're working on. Have a great day.